Sunday was even better because I actually had an idea of what was going on, and I actually knew what I wanted to say to Thomas, at least for the most part. So I showed up late. I had some troubles the night before with Logan and Virgil's shoes. Logan's came out fine and they were finished and everything in the morning, but Virgil's weren't because I was feeling very, very, very nauseous at that night. Like, it was midnight and I just had a sudden, like, surge of, like, pain in my stomach, and I was like, we're gonna go to bed and hope that we can finish these shoes in the morning so that I can wear my Virgil merch to the playlist tomorrow when I meet him at the Crofters booth. But that didn't happen. I woke up in the morning and had to paint over the front of them with black because I messed up the clouds and put like the wrong design and stuff on them and everything. So that didn't work. So in a last minute decision, I decided to wear my Logan cosplay with my Logan shoes because I really wanted to make the most of seeing him in person. And so I didn't want to just show him pictures of the Logan ones and go with Virgil merch, and when I could wear the Logan ones and go with the Logan cosplay. And so I got there a little late and got into the Crofters line. So I was just waiting there for, over an hour because I showed up really, really early, and I was supposed to go with Christian and Macau, but they showed up late because they had problems with their hotel room and that they didn't know they were supposed to check out at 11, so they were like frantically packing everything. So they showed up later, which was a little bit of a bummer because I wanted to talk to them and everything more and wanted to see them more. But yeah, I just kind of chilled, and I just kind of sat there and chilled in the line and just kind of stayed on my phone. And what sucked is I lost my headphones that morning, so I didn't have any headphones to like music or anything. I was just stuck there like, yep, let's just try not to have a little panic attack. But yeah, Sundays, like, when meeting Thomas was even better though, because like we got up, we were walking. It got to the point where I was in line, and when he hugged the person who was in line in front of me, he looked up, because obviously you can't look at the person you're hugging when you're hugging them, obviously. But he looked up and he saw me, and we made eye contact for a second before he had to pull away and talk to the person. And so that's important because he brings it up later. And so I was just sitting there really, really anxious and everything, like, oh my gosh, he's right there again, and he knows me still, like he didn't forget who I was overnight. So then, like, when that person was leaving, I put down my bags and everything, and I was like, hi again, and like hugged him and everything. He might have said nice cosplay when I first got there and then brought it up again later. He might not have. I can't remember everything. It's the adrenaline, I promise. I was like, one, I'm sorry for being such a mess the other day, or yesterday, because I literally have no idea what I was saying, and that made his staff laugh, which was like really nice, because I like making people laugh, even if they're laughing like at me. I mean, as long as it's not something that I'm like, don't want to be laughed at. That makes no sense. Obviously, if it's something you don't want to be laughed at for, you don't want people laughing. But it was nice to get his staff to laugh, and it made him laugh a little too. But he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're just being hypercritical of yourself. And I'm like, God freaking darn it, you are too freaking sweet. You are literally disgustingly sweet, Sanders. Yeah, and I was like, oh, well, no, I really don't have any idea what I said yesterday, and that made the people laugh more. And I was like, two, my friend Abby, she says hi and that she loves you, and that if I didn't tell you that, then I'd get slapped. So he was like, oh, and that made everyone laugh again or whatever. And he was like, well, tell her that I said hi and that I love her too, so you don't get slapped. So then I moved on to a more personal thing, and I was talking about how like I have a lot of mental issues and a lot of family issues and everything. And he was like nodding because he actually knows because of how much I freaking talk about it online, because that's the only place I can really talk about it. It's just something that's a little more personal that I'm not going to go into I'm not going to go into detail or anything of what I was talking about there, because it is very, very personal, and I don't really want to talk about it now. And I'm not in a place to talk about it or anywhere or anything like that. So I was talking about it to him, and I was like, and I'm 99% sure he knew what I was saying, even though I didn't specifically say it. So I'm pretty sure he did. And if he didn't, then it must have been really confusing. Other than just, I'm pretty sure he did, because when I did explain everything, he looked so sad and crestfallen, and I might cry again because he looked so sad, and the fact that someone looked that upset to see like that I was in a bad place was really, really touching, and I'm tearing up again. Damn it! Seeing someone's reaction to that specific thing, because I have like talked to this with I've talked about this with other people before, and people I consider very, very close, and they did not have anywhere near the reaction that I was thinking that they would, and so I wasn't expecting much from his reaction either, but like he looked so crestfallen and so sad, and I'm just like, damn it, why? It was like kicking a puppy. That's what it, like, imagine that, like, he looked just so sad. So that's not gonna get out of my brain for a very long time. But after I was talking about it, he was saying how much I was worth to him and how much I meant to him and everything. And like, he was like, yeah, every time you like post a video or like a reaction video that I see it, I'm like, he's like, yeah, and I'm like, Joan, look, I'm gonna post a new video. Like, we have to watch it. And I laughed because I thought he was exaggerating, but then he was like, no, legitimately, like, not kidding, like. And that's so nuts and bizarre, and he was just like seriously, all your art and your cosplay and like your videos and everything, they're so amazing and they mean so much to us and everything. And that was really, really touching to hear, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry again. And then we got on the subject of crying, and I was like, I never cried, dang it. And he was like, no, but it's good to cry, it's good to release that emotion. And I was like, but you don't understand, because I never cry at things. Like, I don't cry at sad movies or sad songs except his. And I don't cry at sad books or musicals or anything like that. But every time Thomas does something emotional, I'm a sobbing mess. So that made the staff laugh again. And we were just like, and yeah, he was like, oh, like, yeah, but it's good to release that emotion and everything. And then he was like, well, you are Logan today, so that doesn't make sense. And I was like, yeah, like, feelings, the bane of my existence, right? And that got him to laugh. And I was like, oh, I totally got out of order with something. I believe before I started listing things, or at least before number 3, like, which was the personal thing, I pointed down at my shoes, and I was like, oh, when I finished the Logan shoes. And before I could even finish that, he cut me off, and he was like, I saw them in line when I was like, when I saw you like in the background, which is like when he saw me. I'm assuming that's when he like saw me standing there when he was like hugging the person in front of me. And so he'd already seen them, and I was like, yeah, like, I finished them and everything. And he's like, they're amazing. And like, and so that might have been after, I don't really know, but after we were talking about the crying thing and how I was like feeling made of my existence, he was like, oh, speaking of your Logan cosplay, do you want to do a pose for the picture, like a Logan pose? And I was like, honestly, I don't know if I could think of something so quick enough, so let's just hug. And he was like, that's perfectly fine. And I think I'm out of order here, but I think at before or after that, well, duh. But at some point he was like, oh, like, for the Halloween cosplay video, like, I used your picture, like I was that Logan, and I was like, oh, no, it's Virgil. He's like, it was Virgil, okay. And that was really cool, because he remembered that, which is like such a needle in a haystack of all of like things he could remember, that like, which sounds really pompous. Every time I talk about that, it sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. I know that sounds really, really, really that just sounds very bad, and I'm very sorry, but like, you know what I mean, I hope. But yeah, and then we were talking and like saying goodbye and everything. And I was like, oh, I brought you another painting, because I brought him another painting, and I just put it in the box. I wasn't really worried about like showing this one to him as I was about showing the little figurine and stuff to him, because I worked really, really, really hard on that freaking figurine, and I wanted to see his reaction, darn it. But I put that in the box, and I told him about it, and he was like, what? You didn't have to do that. And I was like, well, but I did. And I was like, you probably don't need more things from me. But he's like, no, like I love it, like everything. And so, and then when I was getting my bags and everything, he was still talking to me. I don't really remember what he was saying or what we were saying to each other, but he was still like talking to me even when I was leaving. And I was like, the next person is probably like, can I go up now? But I was like walking away, and he was like, thank you for the painting and everything. And I was like, anytime. And then he'd like hug the next person. But I was like, I was literally like leaving, and he was still talking to me, and I was like, that right there, like, that's so awesome. Because with any other person, if the fan is like leaving, usually it's like, okay, bye, and then immediately like to the next person. But he was still trying to like finish what he was like I don't even know, like, it wasn't like I was leaving and cutting him off or anything like that. Like, of course not, I'd never do that. But like, he was still continuing the conversation even when I was leaving, and I was like, that is so cool. Because any other person, I feel like, would just like let me pick up my bags and have the next person like hug the next person while I'm like picking up my bags and leaving. But he was still talking to me and everything, which is super, super cool. And I went and bought a jar of Crofters, because I didn't buy one on Saturday, but I bought one on Sunday because it's good, and I wanted my parents to try it, which they both loved it. Or I don't know if they loved it. I loved it. They liked it. So I don't know what that means. But they liked it. Then I was just kind of like, so what do I do now? Because my friends are in line and I don't really know how this all works. So what do I do now? And I was walking away and everything. And then I realized I forgot to take a selfie with Thomas Sanders both days because I'm an idiot. And I didn't have any pictures on my phone of me meeting Thomas Sanders until he posted the pictures from like the cameras just earlier today or just yesterday, Tuesday. I'm filming this on Wednesday, and he just posted them on Tuesday. That was like the first time I got to see what it looked like when I was meeting Thomas. Because I was so stupid that I didn't take a freaking selfie when I met Thomas Sanders. But I have a good reason for forgetting because I actually don't take that many selfies, and I only ever take them if I'm like my outfit, and I only ever post them to remind people that I'm a human being. My Instagram page is basically a fan art account at this point, so I post a picture of myself occasionally to make sure people like remember that it is actually my personal account too, even though it probably doesn't freaking matter. but that's the point. Like I never take selfies, and if I'm out with friends, we never like take selfies together or anything like that. Mostly because I don't go out with friends that much. But anyway, I don't take a lot of selfies or anything, so it's not my first instinct. But you'd think that while talking and like meeting Thomas freaking Sanders, I would think to like, oh, phone, picture, we could take a selfie. But I freaking forgot both days. And that was the funniest thing is after Saturday, I was like, oh my God, I didn't take a picture with them, like on my phone. Like I didn't take a selfie. And I was like, okay, I have to take a selfie on Sunday. I have to take a selfie on Sunday. I have to take a selfie on Sunday. And so I was just like saying that the entire time. And then after I walked away, I was like, I forgot to take a freaking selfie. Oh my God, am I really that dumb? And so like when later that day and everything, when people were posting their selfies with him and pictures that their friends had taken of them meeting him, which I was alone, because alone forever. So when people were posting their pictures and everything, I was just like, I am so dumb. What is wrong with me? But yeah, I got over that I didn't take a selfie with him, and I went and I got a snack, and then I went to my PM meetup, which was Crank That Frank and a bunch of other people that I didn't know, because again, I don't actually watch that many YouTubers, but it was Crank That Frank, and I had to meet Crank That Frank because I had made a painting for him. But more importantly, my friend Ash, who is way more into Crank That Frank than me, although I do love Frank, he's awesome, and I got to talk to him. I probably talked his ear off, I'm so sorry. But she's like really big fan of him, and she couldn't go. And she made these Pokemon cards of his characters and everything. I'll probably put the video of his reaction because the manager, despite the people saying overhead, like, don't ask for personal videos, I had just given him my phone to take a picture of me like with them because I didn't have anyone else there to do it. He took a video of it anyway and like of him reacting to the cards and had him say thank you to my friend via video that was like, I didn't even ask him to. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, and Ash freaked out. But I had to give him those cards, so I sat down. Fortunately, there were other fanders in line, well, specifically sitting next to me, and I saw these cosplayers up ahead that I'd seen earlier who were at the front of the Crofters line, and they were there too, and everything, and it was cool, because we just chatted, me and this person, I don't actually remember their name. I'm very bad at asking for names, but we just kind of chatted, whatever, and they were in a lion onesie. I do know that they were cosplaying as female Phil Lester, so they had cat whiskers and a lion onesie on. But we just talked about Thomas and talked about Dan and Phil and talked about different things. And then we got up and it was finally time to meet Crank That Frank, and well, for me, meet Crank That Frank. And so I went up and I was like, and I hugged him and everything, and I was talking really fast. And I apologize so much even though I know they won't ever see this video, I apologize so much for talking so fast because it's just a nervous tick I have. Which I'm gonna go into my nervous ticks in a video sometime. It would be interesting. But I talk really fast. Which, in case you couldn't pick up on it from just the videos, I talk really fast. And that makes editing a bit, especially because I'm not good at editing. So, this will be fun to edit later. It was nuts. And so I went up and talked to him, I gave him the painting, and they were like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And then I showed him the cards, and he laughed, and I'll put that video in here. So she had me give them to you for her. And she made.
Oh my God! Yeah. Tell your friend I said thank you so much.
They get better.
Stay right here. Thank you so so much for these. This is the best thing ever. I want to battle someone. Oh, God. Wow, we pulled the wrong card. Pastel.
Yeah, no, they
This
just
is
get better.
amazing. Great that beauty.
And the Jesus characters.
I was like, what are Jesus? I love it so much. Oh my God.
Jesus and Jesus are in there too.
Okay.
They're the
For my
best.
next Pokey battle.
Yes. Yeah,
Thank you so much for the art.
yeah, that's mine. I just joined like your event like a month ago, and I've just been binge watching all your videos.
Welcome to the Evo family.
Yeah, I watch your videos too sometimes, even though I'm terrible at makeup, but I love watching you do it anyway.
There's something about like makeup that's like very
It's very relaxing, yeah, and I just you're both together are just
My
awesome.
videos are not relaxing.
No, but they're hilarious. Like they're absolutely hilarious, and my friend catches me saying like Jesus all the time just because you say it so much.
Family-friendly
Family-friendly
alternative content.
I clap along every time,
Yes.
and it's like I've only been a fan for a month, but you think I was still around for longer, and I was waiting for you to start
Of
this.
course.
And it's just like I've only been around for like a month, but I already know all the sayings.
I love it.
It's great.
And it was really, really cool, and I got a picture with them, and I'm very thankful that Thomas did not do a meetup with Playlist because he takes longer with people, because I was this close to like being told you need to go, because like the lady came over to tap me on the shoulder right as I was giving them like my last hug, because I was just like, okay, hug, bye. That's what I was doing, like, you know, when you meet someone and you in person and you like give them one more hug before you leave, like that's what I was doing, like I was about to leave, but they came up and like tapped me on the shoulder right as I was doing that, so I was really, really thankful that and the manager even said like, oh no, she's literally just saying goodbye, like she's good, and I was like, thank you, because I promised I wasn't intending to take so long, but it was really cool to talk about, because I was like, oh, I'm new to the fandom, but I already like binge watched all your videos and everything, and the person, and I love reacting to emo bands on Crack, and his manager was like, how many are there, like how many videos are there, and I was like, 54 without even flinching, and they both stared at me like, and Frank was like, I didn't even know that, like, and the manager was like, she should take over my job, because I didn't know that either, and it was really, really funny, and I was like, yeah, I didn't even know like the number of my favorite one, which is 45, when you get Northern Downpour, and then G noted, and you're like, turn your location, I just want to talk, and he was like, oh my gosh, I remember that, and it was just a lot of little fun conversation, and it was really, really cool, but then I hugged him and left, and after meeting him, I had to go home, but not before getting more ice cream. but I was really sad because I didn't get to see my friends Christian and Mikal again, because they had still been in the meetup, and then Mikal had to go home, which was very, very disappointing, but because she didn't get to meet Dodie, which is what they were gonna meet in the PM meetups. They were gonna meet Dodie, and Christian got to meet Dodie, but Mikal didn't get to, which I was very, very sad to hear. And because I know how much that would suck. Like if I had not gotten to meet Thomas when that was like the person I wanted to meet, like it would have literally been heartbreaking. So I feel very sorry for them, and I feel really bad. But it was overall a very, very, very crazy playlist. First playlist actually. So yeah, that's what happened at Playlist Live. And I still cannot believe that it was real. And I still cannot believe that Thomas knows, like, it felt like it wasn't just like oh, I recognize you from your videos or anything like that. Like it felt like he legit knew me, which, given how many videos I do talking about, like, my opinions and everything after, like, his videos or, like, talking about things and that he sees, that's not surprising, but it's still nuts to, like, get that feeling, like, and he was really, really so sweet to talk to. Like, you literally feel like you know each other for years, even though you actually don't, obviously. But like, he was so easy to talk to, and he was so sweet and so nice. And he's almost a foot taller than me, so I can't help but wonder if, like, because I know I've talked about my height before on Twitter, and I know he's seen, like, me talking about my height before on Twitter. Like, I've said, like, officially, like, I'm 4'11" on Twitter before, and he's seen that, but I don't expect him to remember that kind of thing. So I wonder if, like, I can't help but wonder, like, if he saw me as, like, if he was, like, thinking, oh my god, she's tiny. Because he's almost 6 foot when you think about it, which is kind of crazy. He's 5'10", that's 2 inches away from 6 foot. That's pretty tall. I mean, I think it is, but then isn't everyone taller than me? But he's almost a foot taller than me, which is why the height difference is so hilarious in the photos. And I will say this, he does give the best hugs, which I know I said earlier, and I will also say that he smells really nice. And don't judge me, because every single person who has hugged him before, all my friends who have hugged him before, agree with me, and they were like, oh my god, you're right. Like, yes, he does. He smells really nice. So don't judge me. It's a normal thing, and every person you meet will say that. Yeah, he smells really nice. He's really sweet. He gives the best hugs. He could definitely be a jock. I know that's probably weird for me to say, but like you already like see how he could definitely be a jock like in his videos, even though you like obviously he's a geek. But like you can see how like he has like broader shoulders and stuff. They talked about this on We the Unicorns and everything. Like he has broader shoulders, and you can definitely see that in person, and it's like crazy. And it's like, how are you not a jock? But you know, I'm kind of glad you aren't, because then you probably wouldn't be a YouTuber. That was my playlist, and it was really crazy. And that's all I have for this video. I'm talking about playlist, and yeah. Thank you to the people who recognized me. Like, thank you. That was really, that made everything cooler. So thank you so much. Thank you to Thomas for everything, even though I've already said that a million times. Countless times. But I can never express it fully. And I doubt he'll even see this vlog. Like, why would he watch my random vlog? But I can't, I still have to thank him, because he literally deserves so much more recognition for what he does, and he deserves so much happiness and joy in life because of how much he brings to other people. So I always have to thank him. That's all I have for this video. So I'm emotionally drained from talking about it and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you like me for some reason, you can subscribe, and maybe I'll have a new video soon and make more content more regularly. I do have plans. I do have things I want to do, and I have friends that want to get involved, so if you want to see that, you can subscribe. There's a notification bell thing that, sure, ding it if you want. Comment down below, tell me what you think of everything. I don't really know what you comment, but you can comment down below, whatever. I'll be down there whenever I can be, and like this video if you enjoyed it, again, I guess, and yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support and everything, because it is pretty cool. Like, I have a lot of support online that I don't really get in real life, because a lot of my friends are fake. So yeah, I'm very thankful for all of you guys, and I love you all very much, and thank you so much. Bye.